Oh, hello, and welcome back to Radio Gaga, a mixtape for the end of humanity. Here I am in beautiful Beverly Hills, California. I'd like to read you a selection from my book. And what better place than here in the epicenter of plastic surgery, with more plastic surgeons per capita than anywhere else in the country. You see, most sci-fi authors and futurists believed that the body modifications that we would have would be, useful things like cybernetic eyes so we could see out to a mile, or bionic arms so we could lift up to a ton. But instead, we waste $17 billion a year on frivolous body modifications such as veneers, boob jobs, nose jobs, and other plastic surgeries. So what better place to read this wonderful selection about how the ultra-wealthy boujees, as they become initiated into adulthood, have to go through the becoming of age ceremony, where they go through intensive plastic surgery so they can be beautiful enough to just be normal rich humans. Okay, let's get started. Brandon longed for a more meaningful life than what sugar sticks and greasy meat and cheese pods could bring him. But his childhood had been so unremarkable. Like all boujees, he had learned the skills of maid berating and the exacting science of social stratification. He knew how low he hung on the boujee ladder, much lower than his stepbrothers. But he found ingenious ways of sucking up to the uppers and sabotaging the downers. Oh, the tragedy of being just another upper, lower, middle, petty boujee bound for a cushy, yet inconsequential job and a minor trust fund. But when he entered his 16th year, he embarked on a 3-month boujee initiation into adulthood, which would forever change the trajectory of his life. Bum bum bum. The becoming of age ceremony took only 4 hours of hacksaws, dissectors, retractors, scalpels, and 2 cups of his blood. But recovery filled the remaining months as these boujees pupated, emerging from their white gauze cocoons and shimmering as the newly transformed moths of humanity. His mom had took earnest interest at every doctor's appointment. Along with renowned facial constructor Dr. Frampf, his mom helped choose the nostril flare and acute cheekbone angle for his new face. Even his steppapa offered encouraging words and the funds to get the full jedlicka, the most top-notch in male plastic surgery metamorphosis. Before he left for this solemn ceremony, his mom grabbed his hand in a moment of intimacy. Someday you will ache like I ache. Oh God, she must be guzzling skinny girl Quaaludes again, he thought. She twirled her doll parts around the room in her gossamer gown, singing, "Yeah, they really want you. They really want you. They really want you. They do." As the door shut behind him, he hopped into his Uber helicopter, bound for that Ubermensch Creation Center, beneath Aruba, Jamaica, and shrouded in that Montserrat mystique. With her son gone, his mother, Jamae, collapsed on the ground crying, "I fake it so real. I am beyond fake." And now at the Ubermensch Creation Center, crack, crack, crack goes the mallet, smashing his nose into 3 places. Slice, slice, slice goes the knife as it slides up his nostril and rips out the middle piece of cartilage. Zoom, zoom, zoom goes the hot adhesive that fuses his truncated cartilage with his nasal bone. Buzz, buzz, buzz goes the saw, shaving his cheeks and chin to square his jaw. Though he did find the result to be a tad too rumbicular for his liking. Snap, snap, snap goes his collarbone, and crank, crank, crank goes the rack, elongating his neck to that sexy baby giraffe length. Rip, rip, rip goes a thread through his flesh as his Dumbo-sized ears are pinned back against his skull. Snip, snip, snip goes the scissors through his eyelids before each is pulled up and folded, giving him those anime-sized eyes. Clink, clink, clink goes the rectangles of rock that are slid beneath his brow to pronounce a formidable brow ridge. Zap, zap, zap. Yep. Hello, hello.
Stop your camera thing?
Sure, yeah. What's up? And now we're back. Zap, zap, zap goes the electrolysis laser into each follicle on his arms, armpits, back, legs, and below belly button mons pubis, damaging each of these so severely that each would never sprout hair again. Slurp, slurp, slurp goes the hose as it sucks the fat from his neck, thighs, and midsection. Squish, squish, squish goes the gelatin as it splooge into his lip. Flop, sploosh goes the saline bag shoved into his chest cavity, solidified with ice 9 into rock-hard pecs. Vroom, vroom, vroom goes the titanium-reinforced shell fused to his ribs to give his torso a capital V shape. All he remembered when he came to in an opiate haze was pain and bandages. Bandages fused with pain and pain fused with bandages. Every body part of his body ached and throbbed. He had been scalped to implant cyber follicles that would be coated to bloom over any bald spot and could be updated seasonally with the hottest new hairstyles. But Brandon had to remind himself that it all wasn't so terrible. For a moment he had to try to conjure the pain the girls his age went through during their becoming of age gap year before returning for a debutante ball, twirling in barely their dresses to show off their full body transformations, ripped out ribs and subcutaneous corsets of slenderized thighs. It looked as if each girl walked out of a funhouse mirror, so stretched and thin. Just gorgeous. All the teachers ribbed the same corny joke on the first day back from the becoming of age summer. I see a lot of new faces here, but he was so much more than a new face. No, Brandon was fully transformed. He's 8% silicone, 6% titanium, 2% goat hair, and 1% marble beading. It wasn't only his peers who oohed and awed over his imposing figure. Throughout his childhood, his height, weight, musculature, body fat percentage, family medical history, and genetic information were sucked from all sources and sent to Tone Deaf Corporation. And that is a selection of Radio Gaga, read here in beautiful Beverly Hills, California. All right, thanks. Bye.